Are you still buying boxes of mac and cheese for an easy snack for either your kids or even yourself? Why do that when you can make your own macaroni and cheese mix in about 3 or 4 minutes in a food processor and keep it in your cupboard or refrigerator? So today we're going to make this recipe out of my homemade vegan pantry cookbook. Just takes a couple of minutes, wholesome ingredients, and you can avoid ingredients like silicon dioxide and palm oil, which you will find in so many of these mixes, even if they're organic. So shall we get started? All right, so this is super easy. Literally, we're going to just put all the ingredients into the food processor and let it run for about 3 minutes. So we're going to start out with a cashew version, and then I'm just going to tell you how to make the cashew-free version. We're not going to actually make it. I hope you don't mind. It's the same process, just a slightly different ingredient that we're going to add to it. Actually, we're just going to increase the oat flour, so that's it. So I'm starting out with a cup of cashews. Goes into my food processor, and I have about 3/4 cup of nutritional yeast, 2 teaspoons of onion powder. And onion powder is one of those things that when you keep it for a long time, the humidity in the room will get it to harden. It'll just clump up into like a rock. And so I like to keep it in the refrigerator where the humidity is lower. And I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of mustard powder, which will give it a little bit of zing. I have a little bit of paprika that I'm going to throw in, which will help give it that orange flavor of cheddar, or not flavor, orange color that we're looking for. I have a little bit of sugar because the boxed macaroni and cheese is a little sweeter than if you were to make it out of an aged cheddar or so. So we're going to add a little bit of organic sugar. I'm going to add some tapioca flour, tapioca starch, tapioca, just not the pearls, flour and starch, it's the same thing. And this will create that sort of stretchy texture we're looking for. I have some sea salt. And finally, I got a 1/4 cup of oat flour. Now, this is basically just pulverized oats. So I just put some rolled oats into the blender, and I pulverized it until it turned into a fine flour. And I'm putting that in there. In fact, that is how you're going to make the cashew-free version. You're just going to increase the oats. And we're going to let it run for about 3 minutes, because that's about how much time it takes for all of this to break down into a fine powder. Okay, my timer says it's now been 3 minutes, so I'm going to look at it. The funny thing is, it actually has sort of a cheddar-y, cheesy smell. I'm going to stir this so that it's completely uniform. So this is now ready, and I'm going to put it in my jar, and you can keep it in the cupboard for a few months. You can store it in the refrigerator for even longer, which is what I like to do. And for each cup of liquid, you're going to add about 1/3 cup of this. It really, really smells like cheddar. It's funny. Okay, I'm going to add some salt to my pasta water. I got some fancy schmancy macaroni. This is from Flour and Water, which is a bakery in San Francisco. So I'm going to add a cup of this pasta. I got this because it looked like it was really good quality pasta, but made right here, just down the road in San Francisco. I'm just going to get ready with 1/3 cup of this mixture. And it's just like making macaroni and cheese. You add a little bit of butter, which I don't have. So we're going to skip that, but you could add a little bit of butter to it, or just keep it really healthy, oil-free, and just use this and either a soy milk, oat milk, or you can even use the pasta water, which has some of the starch in it and will help to thicken the pasta itself. So let me just give this a stir so they don't stick together. And we'll cook this for a few minutes until it's tender. We'll drain it. We'll make the macaroni and cheese sauce. That's perfectly al dente for me, but you know, macaroni and cheese typically is cooked until it's sort of mushy. That's the thing with macaroni, because it's often served to kids. But I'm going to keep it more or less on the al dente side. I'm going to take out some of this pasta water because I could make the sauce with the pasta water, or we can use soy milk. But I'm now going to drain this pasta. Okay. I'm actually going to add a little bit of this pasta water And then I'll round it out with some soy milk, about a half a cup of each. Then I'm gonna add a third of a cup of the well-crafted macaroni and cheese mix. And I'm gonna give it a nice whisk here. That's gonna start thickening up. And if you want it richer and butterier, you can definitely add some vegan butter, which I don't happen to have. Well, it's beginning to thicken. Oh yes, it's beginning to thicken. All right, I'm gonna add my macaroni to that. Give that a stir. And my quick and easy mac and cheese is ready. Anytime I want to snack, anytime I want to feed the kids. Of course, my kids are now in their 30s, but maybe their kids. Good. Look at that. Okay, all right, I've been making this, I've been smelling it. It smells like macaroni and cheese, and I can't wait to take a bite. I didn't add the butter because I didn't have any, but I bet it's still rich and creamy and delicious. I mean, what can I say? It tastes like boxed macaroni and cheese. That is yummy. I hope you'll give it a try. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me if you have any easy fixes like this. I'd love to hear all about it. If you like this episode, I hope you like and subscribe, and I can't wait to read your comments below. So see you again next time.